I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist.
I am still very, very hip.
This guy says he's hip.
I'm hip.
I would like to let the audience figure that out.
Yeah, so can you put the camera on me for a second, Mr.
Maybe,
Smith?
sure.
Okay, so I'm hip, folks. Look at me. Look at my chain. Look at my shirt. Look at my crooked-ass glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 136 of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. As always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with my top gun, Jared, the visual mad scientist.
You fucking stole my thunder.
No, I didn't steal your thunder.
Yes, you did.
No.
Because I was going to come in, I was like, I'm on my fucking Top Gun shit today.
Well, I just thought I was helping it. That's all.
No, you fucking
I ruin everything, folks.
And you know what? Speaking of that, it was a joke. Maybe it wasn't good. But speaking of jokes and comedy, I want to introduce him. I don't know. I guess at this point we're good friends.
You guys good friends?
Amigos.
Amigos, hell yeah.
Ladris. Damn. See, I always fucking.
See how somebody say they're good friends with you and they don't get the name right.
That's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I mixed the first and the last name together. Latif Idris, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. Hey, well, what's going on, man?
Me, man?
Yeah, no. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for doing this. Our whole what is the word spiel? We do this weekly. We bring it to you weekly.
Shtick.
It is a shtick, and it's also a spiel.
It also could be a bit. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a thing. We're a thing. We do things, and we're here to bring it to you, the people. So what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Congrats on y'all doing 136 of these.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them. Even my joint, we did like 10 or 8.
Could you pull it? Just pull it to you.
Oh, yeah. Got to pull the mic up because we want to hear your handsome voice. That's what it is.
Just pull it straight back.
This works.
Yeah, no. Pull it straight back.
Right
there. There we go.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is upset Jared.
That's why the headphones are
I
there.
feel like fucking Biggie and Notorious.
Yeah, dude. What?
Tupac.
So all right. So since we're on it, are you a bigger Pac fan, man? Like, if you had to pick one or the other.
Oh, like gun to the head kind of situation.
Yeah.
Pac.
Man, I'm a big guy.
It's just I just base it on how many songs of yours do I like, and he put out more. So
this is fair. This is fair.
That's definitely true.
This is very true.
I can ride to that whole what was the joint Machiavelli? I can ride to that joint all day. To live and die in L.A.
Don't get me wrong. Now
No.
I don't think Pac. Okay, this might be a hot take. I don't think Pac has an album that's better than Biggie's "Ready to Die." Like,
Dude,
I think the two. I mean, while he's alive, there's two big albums, right? I think maybe not Life After Death, but Ready to Die. I don't think Pac's got an album.
I will be upfront with you. Besides Illmatic, Ready to Die is my favorite album of all time. Yeah. I'm a big East Coast boom bap kind of guy. Like I really, really am.
I think it's a whole quantity versus quality kind of thing. With
Yeah,
this.
no,
You know
no,
what I mean?
but
I just like one because he put out.
There's more.
There's more to enjoy.
Yeah, there's more to enjoy, which is fine. And obviously, unfortunately, what happened has happened.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like I get bored with Biggie shit sometimes. Because it's like I've heard this song fucking 1,067 times.
Well, yeah, because there's only so much of them. I understand that. Because I'm a Pac fan too. Yeah. My favorite Pac album is "Me Against the World." I love that album. That I can play that from front to back. It might not be critically acclaimed as his best album, but that's my favorite album of his. All right. So we settled that, the good old Biggie Tupac debate. All right. And you know what I'm saying? We settled that. And that's cool because you know what? They're both great and we like their music. So that's all that matters. So, Latif, tell us about yourself, man. What's going on? So you do comedy, you do this, you do that?
I do. I do stand up. I do have an MMA podcast. I I do fight both MMA and Muay Thai. I juggle. No, that's pretty. I mean, I produce shows in the area too, so that's usually.
So when you say you produce shows, and I feel like I have 100 more questions for you.
Yeah.
So you produce shows. So you produce podcasts?
No. Like actual comedy shows.
Oh
Like
yeah.
in
Oh,
spots and
duh.
stuff.
That's literally what I just fucking asked you.
No. I should have. I get why you went
Yeah.
there with that. No. It's both separate. No.
So how long have you been doing this, man?
What, just stand up?
Well, it's stand up or comedy or what got you like just like your story.
He wants to know everything.
Yeah, I like to know everything because I like to know who's sitting next to me.
I mean, I can even tell you the date that I first tried to say, October 22nd, 2019.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. So what is that?
It's like my birth. That's actually my birthday. Believe it or not.
2.5 going on 3 years now.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, right?
Do you count? Quick question: do you count COVID?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Because I
Feyruz started in August of 2020, right in the middle of it. Like, people were trying to figure out like Zoom mics and stuff, and I was having an in-person mic, so
wow,
that made me the darling for a whole. Yeah, I know. I wasn't. I guess in hindsight it was cool because it's like a steady mic that happens weekly, and we've been doing a bunch of them. But in the short term, it wasn't cool because there's a whole rack of people that weren't too happy that you were having an in-person mic. And think about the time in August of 2020. That's like right in the middle.
It's forbidden. It's funny you say that, man, because I used to work in food. Okay, so I was an essential employee, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and there were so many things that you were allowed to do, and this affects all of us. This is not just me, but as somebody who was working during the time, it's like oh, like I might die tomorrow because at the time we didn't know anything, right? It's like I could get sick and I could just fucking croak, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I got 2 people that I live with and that I have to help take care of, and it's like, do I want to bring that shit home to them? But I got to make a living, dude. Like you got to make a living, and it stinks because it is frowned upon. I had a customer come into my shop. Okay, this is we've got all the guidelines. 6 feet back, this, and you're making food, and they're like, oh, you don't wear gloves, and it's like, well, no, gloves cross contaminate, and that's true. That's very, very true. And it's like, well, if you practice the basic essential hand washing method, then you're good because your oven bakes at a high enough temperature where any bacteria is killed, or if you cook it on your stove or in your oven or whatever the fucking case may be. And this guy,
people weren't about that.
Yeah, dude, this guy, he didn't throw a shit.
Just so you know, Latif, this is why he's called the pizza guy, because he would go on this shit for fucking an hour if we let him. So therefore, if you want to hear it, go right ahead. I've heard it a million.
He's heard it a million times. He doesn't even like me anymore. Like I call him, I'm like, "Hello, Jared," and he's like, "The fuck you want?" I was like,
I do that to everybody.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't do it to me. You shouldn't do it to me.
Stop talking to me about toppings.
Yeah, no, he's dead. No, you know what, man? You ain't wrong. But
bro,
seriously,
I love hearing like people talk about subjects I have no idea about. It's just interesting to me. Like it's just I never made a pizza in my life, so like I'm like I bet.
You don't want to let me loose, man. I'll keep it brief. But yeah, some guy was like, "Oh, you're not wearing gloves." I said, "I can wear gloves if you'd like." And then he wanted his money back, and I gave him his money back, and he left. And it's like, man, people were that uncomfortable, and it's like, why the fuck did you come out, man? You want to feel some sense of being normal or whatever it is, which is fine, because at the time it's like we can't go outside. It's fucking nuts, dude.
That was wild, man.
Dude, I think that's one of the, if not the craziest thing at least in our lifetime. Like,
fuck, what else would there be? Well, no. Well, there's been a lot. I'll tell you, in our lifetime, we've had some crazy shit pop off.
No, and I agree, but for the whole planet to just like stop doing what you're doing, and
he's right. You don't have a lot of events that affected everybody.
Yeah. So
everybody got like,
it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from. It's like, oh my God, if you come out of your house, you're gonna die, and that's really the basis of what that was. And obviously, at the time, we as a society and as people are like, we fear for our loved ones, we fear for our own selves, and this and that. And then time goes by, and it's like, what the fuck was that?
It's Okay, I guess two things about that. One is I thought it was weird as hell how quick we turned around from. It was the center of everybody's attention for like a couple of years.
You don't hear about it at all
And
anymore.
then
You
done.
hear nothing about it anymore.
And
You hear nothing about it.
Which leads me to believe that it's by design or was by
Yeah,
design.
yeah.
But
Well, I actually, I don't agree with.
I mean, look, I think to a certain degree, it's still around. Like, I don't think just all of a sudden now nobody can get it. Like,
no,
you
for
can-
sure.
I'm sure the numbers. I'm pretty sure if you look at the stats, probably similarly the same. You know what I mean? Before this whole like shit's over kind
Yeah,
of deal.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just seemed like it was like a weird flip of a state of mind kind of. You know what I mean? Where it's just
Yeah.
like, all right, guys. I
it was
mean.
a global consciousness fucking.
Yeah, like-
you know what? We're done with this bullshit.
Like
Yeah.
I'd love to see the statistics post this whole like pandemic kind of thing.
But I bet you those numbers, like
I'm
they
just saying.
would be they would either bend it or they would just fabricate it in some way because, as somebody who comes, my mom's side of the family comes from medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I said, hey, what do I do? Because I'm out. My grandmother was a nurse, my aunt's a nurse, my cousin's a nurse, all this other shit. I said, what do I do? She was like, oh, well, just stay away from sick people, wash your hands. That's all they told me. I was like, all right. And that's what I did. And
and you still got sick.
and a year and a half later, I apparently had it. Okay.
No. We talked about this before. Me and him think we got it back in December of 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right before it was a thing, because me and him were sick as shit. Okay, like a lot of us, like locally, were very sick, and somebody was like, "Yo, I went to the doctor," and they're like, "I don't know what the fuck I have," and they gave him a bunch of antibiotics, medication, this, and that, and eventually they're good, but I put it this way, man, I get up every day, every single day. If I can't get out of my damn bed, dude, something's wrong. There's something super wrong with me. And I'm not talking about laying there hungover.
Bragging about my work ethic.
Yeah, I do brag about my work ethic because I am a handsome man, you sick motherfucker. But anyway, but yeah, we were sick.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know what we had. And then like 2 months later or so, they're like, oh, hey, the first reported case is in Fairfax County, right? And it's like, oh, and everybody's like all shook and shit. And then it just turned into this, what it was. And then what was it? Christmas this past year.
Yeah.
We both got sick again. And I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel great. I mean, I didn't lose a sense of taste or smell.
I was shut the fuck down.
Well, yeah. Well, I think
lost
I
all those
I
senses
didn't
and
lose.
stuff or not?
I didn't lose taste or anything. And I never officially got tested for it. I just had the same symptoms that they said the new strain was supposed to have.
Yeah.
Like the headaches and the dizziness, the fevers and the body aches, all that shit. I had, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's a regular cold. I don't know. I don't know if it was a regular cold or flu or if it was fucking COVID. But I was down for a week.
Yeah.
And it would be days that I would feel better, and I'd be like, all right, let me get up and actually do something. And I'd be like, feeling good. I'll take a shower, and then fucking like maybe a half hour later, oh shit, I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah,
like
down
why
in
am I
the-
so fucking tired right now?
yeah, down in the dumps
Just-
again.
No, not down in the dumps. Like that's
Well,
an
just
emotional term.
yeah. No.
You
Well,
mean, like,
it is.
physically tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's-
Shout out to Nappy Roots, by the way. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You guys like Nappy Roots?
All
I
my
do.
life.
Yeah.
That group right there.
Dude, I love that.
It was a
So
long time ago.
I know that. But for me, I was sick. I felt sick, but I didn't feel bad, like bad. I had a lot of fatigue, like Jared was saying. Like you get tired, and I was thinking, I was like, well, it's it's the winter time, it's seasonal. So I called my doctor. I said, hey, I think I have a sinus infection because that's normally how I feel.
Yeah.
And they're like, have you been tested? And at the time around Christmas, getting tested was incredibly difficult. You couldn't go to a test site. It was a pain in the ass. So my boss, actually, he said, hey, man, I got these tests here at work. He said, come on by late night when nobody's here. Come take one. I said, sure. So I came on by. I work at a car dealership, by the way. So I took the test. I went into the back of the shop where there's nobody at. Did the whole nose swab thing, and I'm thinking like, this is ridiculous. Because again, at the time, I felt sick, but I didn't feel like terrible. Do you know what I mean? Just felt tired. And I tested positive, and I was just saying, I was like, wow. I was like, that's kind of crazy. So I told him, he said, hey, man, he said, go home. He said, take a couple days, obviously. He said, let me know how you feel. And so I took a few days. I obviously laid in bed, ate the chicken noodle soup and all that other shit. And I was good, and, I don't know. And we know that this has affected people more drastically in terms of, like, some people still don't have a sense of taste or smell.
I got to get you a pop mic. That joint, you talking right into the motherfucker.
Who, me?
Yeah. Every P I hear is pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Okay, don't do it.
Pow, pow.
Don't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Talk over the mic.
So, as I speak.
There you go.
So, as I speak, right, like, I'm telling you, I just did the regular routine thing when you're sick. You stay home, lay in your bed, you watch cartoons, whatever it is, and you just kind of go through it. And it took maybe 2-3 days to where I was like, I'm good, and then I went back to work, and that was it. But obviously, it's affected other people more than myself. Like, fortunately, my family hasn't caught it or anything like that. But at the same time, it's just like, man, like, I recovered from this relatively quickly. Yeah. Obviously, there's different variants and strains and all that. And like Jared's saying, he had the symptoms of the current strain. What was it, the Omicron?
I don't fucking care.
I don't care either. But yeah, it's just like, man, like, the whole world is up in arms about something that is potentially, like, either a very bad cold or potentially worse. Yes, people unfortunately lost their lives, and which is terrible. But at the same time, it's like, did we really stop doing all this, like, our daily lives, because of this? It's nuts.
like a few days ago, I had a weird, like, thought about the whole pandemic, and fuck, man, I don't know if this necessarily makes me a bad person, but like the whole, I guess, what including the pandemic and everything, 2-3 years, something like that. The most fun I had during these was during the lockdown.
You know what? You make a good point, because there was time when shit wasn't, like, open, people would still fucking basically having parties outside of wherever the establishment was. And we were fucking just getting lit, shooting fireworks off in the parking lot and shit.
So, like, went to so many parties, it was so much fun during the lockdown. There was nobody on the road, like, just riding reverse down the highway. There was nobody on. It was so much fun.
What can I get away with today? And it's like,
and you got away with a lot of stuff during the lockdown. I had a ball during those months.
Yeah, like my apartment complex, they sent out a notice, because I guess before I started living there, I guess they had stopped, like, towing people's cars for not having registration or inspections, which I think is bullshit, because you're an apartment complex, you're not fucking state police, so fuck off. Yeah. But they sent out a notice like, we're going to start doing that again, and I'm like, why? Like, just let people live. Like, they obviously paying their rent here. They're like, most people are still working from home. Just because the shit's over doesn't mean
it's over.
Their company went back to working in the office. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of shit that probably should have just stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty terrible at the end of the day. Like, I mean, we're, like you said, like, nobody talks about it anymore. It's done. It's over with. It's completely over with.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, and it's honestly, like, oh, hey, by the way, and I'm not knocking anybody. I will still occasionally run into somebody that's wearing a mask in their car or
not in their car. I haven't seen that. I have seen people wearing them out, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, I've been to Japan, and in Japan, people wear masks all the time. Yeah. It's usually as, like, a sign of respect, because they're sick and they're not trying to get other people sick. Americans, we just got to be free and just say I have my freedoms and shit, but we really don't.
We're always
no. We have the idea of freedom, but we're not.
That's why I'm moving to Texas.
I think that too, bro. I think because of all this, we're always gonna see someone wearing a mask.
Oh,
so
for sure.
There's gonna be, like, you know what I mean? Whereas before, I used to, it'd be like Asian tourists and stuff.
Yep.
And then I remember, because I used to think they'd wear it because they thought everybody else was, like, just messed up. And stuff.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, then I guess you realize it's the other way around. They're doing it, because they don't want to give you what they got possibly. So I was like, oh, all right. To throw something at you, but now,
but
and I'll wear it again, it's kind of like a respect thing. If I go somewhere and I see everybody wearing a mask, or if an Uber, like if I'm taking an Uber and it says, oh, "Are you wearing a mask?" I'll check. I hit the check mark. I'm like, fine. I'll pull it out again. Yeah, but I'm still fucking freeballing as much as I can. And people look at me still like, "Look, why aren't you wearing a mask?" I'm like, that motherfucker's not wearing a mask. That motherfucker's not wearing a mask. We're not doing that anymore.
I did go into an elevator once.
It's done. It's over with. It's said and done. For the most part, but it's great. You're right. Like the way we've moved on from it, like especially media wise, right? Yeah. Especially media wise, it's like it's the only thing because I've talked about it before on the show, but like the nightly news and the daily news, like I grew up and that was like my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you watch the news, like it makes you an adult. Like you feel like an adult when you watch the news. Now you watch it. Well, first of all, sir.
What makes me feel like an adult not watching the news? You know what?
You're right. I was going to get to that point, but since I stole your thunder, I guess you can steal mine.
Motherfucker, you've been stealing the whole damn podcast thunder.
Oh, Jesus.
My man trying to talk. I'm just playing.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to do it.
I'm out of here now.
But fuck. I feel like you. I lost my train of thought.
Good, because I want to get back to my whole point in bringing up COVID in the first place. This guy loves COVID. Every guest that comes on, like,
I'll literally ask you. Yeah, I'll literally ask you. What do you think of COVID-19?
Like when when you said you were doing shows during the pandemic, we were still doing. We tried to do Zoom podcasts, and like our numbers just fucking. They were climbing before that shit, and then they just fucking plummeted. And then,
well, look, because. What's called with Fairuz and stuff during that time because it was the only game in town. Nobody,
no.
Okay. It was the only game in town. So popping, crowded. Like when you find like that place with like a line. There was a line, like, and there's all the comms to pull up and stuff like that. And then like I've told you what happened. Somebody called Fairfax County Health Board.
No,
wow.
Yeah, and shut the place down for 3 months.
So what we did, I guess, in the early stages of it, we went to Lucky's. Okay, R.I.P. By the way.
It's a bar. It used to be a bar down the street.
I thought you were talking about what's called the bowling joint.
No. Oh God! If there's any other place that has that name, it disrespects it.
This is the other thing, RJ. You think that everybody in this area knows Lucky's? This place over here.
Well, they should.
This is only this little small radius around this neighborhood. This is
where I live. Damn it!
All right.
I'm trying
relax.
To here, do you mind passing me your shot glass, buddy?
Yeah.
So,
what did I tell you? Are you gonna take one?
No.
Oh, he doesn't drink. I feel like a dumbass. Oh my god.
I thought you were like we're trying to.
I am such a horrible house guest. I'll give you a slice of pizza at the end of the night.
He's gonna double fist.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I thought you would. Yeah. I thought you were about
No,
that.
No, I'm not gonna do all that.
I mean, you're the only one 5 deep, motherfucker.
No, yeah, dude. So it's the summertime. It's nice outside. It's like what?
You know what, RJ? Here's what I figured about a lot of people. Especially mostly
because
drinkers.
I'm conditioned a certain way.
No. Most people who are drinkers, myself included, we find excuses to drink. You're saying, "Oh, it's nice outside. I'm trying to go get fucked up."
That was my reasoning.
It's football Monday. I'm trying to go get fucked up.
Hey. There's nothing wrong with it.
It could be raining outside. That'd just be a reason.
It's like, it's depressing in the house. Let's go get fucked up.
See, that's my point. Actually, that might be a bit that I have to work into.
All right. Well, do you want to cheers to me, sir?
I guess.
Cheers for a possible bit.
Yeah, cheers for a possible bit.
I'll give you that.
Hell yeah.
See, this is why Latif is here. He's here to fucking make sure that, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I ain't refereeing or moderating nothing.
That's all good. No, but
don't do it enough at fucking that mic. I don't do it anywhere else.
Oh, you gotta tell that. Can you? Are you?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Is that one of your bits or?
No. God, no. It happens. Like, I mean, I'm trying to. Did you watch the Ali Sadiq special by any chance?
I haven't.
Hold on, I'm mid swallow. Pause.
There. There you go. Jared is mid swallow, folks. All right.
I just cut that.
It's in my next.
It's really good.
Not the one on YouTube.
The one on YouTube. The one that just came out.
So I didn't catch his yet. I did catch. Can't remember the guy's name. It came out like last week.
the only reason why I mentioned it is because you're talking about comedy and stuff, and it's like he's really good at telling stories.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not there yet.
I'm not good at. No, I'm not. My comedy isn't really like, you know,
Yeah.
just tells like a long elaborate. And it's hilarious, and he's got like good cues, and it's really funny and stuff like that. But he can do that. I like people fighting in off of mic. It's not.
It's funny.
It's funny, yeah. But you know,
we gotta get kind of give people context who haven't been to open mics. Like,
yeah, it's an interesting scene with open mic. Have you had any like fight incidents?
not fight. We haven't had fights. I did have one comic. Quotation marks comic. He had done comedy in the past, and I don't know. You may have been there. You were there for that one. Matter of fact.
Oh, you talking about the big dude with the beard?
Yes, and he was
he kept talking all throughout my set. Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? And then somebody, audience member, was like, bro, aren't you a fucking comic? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just like,
Was he just like slogging along or something?
no, he had made fun of somebody coming in, and I guess he felt bad. Because then when the guy sat down, then he went over and started talking, and he was talking loud as fuck while people were performing. Yeah, and then they were just talking at everybody while they were performing. It was just like, what are you doing? Like you just because your time's up, don't mean everybody else's time is up.
Nah, he was just mad.
He's probably drunk. Right?
I don't give a fuck.
He would have like conversations with me about like my jokes. It was, you know what I mean? Like, I'd give a punchline and he'd be like, oh, yeah, so, you know, that's a crazy story about that happened to me last week. I'm like, bro, it's me saying, I'm not talking specific. We're not having a conversation here.
Yeah, you're up here. You're doing your routine. You're doing your thing. And since we are, excuse me, on the topic of comedy, what really got you into it, man? Like what made you say, hey, fuck it, this is what I want to do or try to pursue?
What happened? I mean, like, peer pressure.
I mean, dude. It could be the most random thing. It's fine.
I mean, I'll tell you because the last time I fought was like mid 2019. Well, I guess I'm close to summer 2019.
Oh damn, that was that recent?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Muay Thai.
Okay.
And then I tore my patella tendon, and I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't want to do surgeries. I'd just rather just, you know, the human natural, like, let's let it heal. Plus, I had nothing better to do. You know, I had the time to do it, so I was like, let me do it. Sitting around, not doing anything, can't train, can't fight. So sitting around, like, on the stoops, like, right in front with my cousins and my brother. And my brother was like, bro, you should go do some stand-up comedy. And I was like, oh, fuck off. Just because I'm making jokes about, like, our family, you know.
I got you.
He's like, no, man. Like,
well, humble beginnings, man.
Yeah,
humble beginnings.
He was just like, you know, if you were a complete stranger, like, I'd still find you funny. So I went to a random open mic, did it, got a couple of laughs. And it was funny because, like, the open mic was like, oh man, you mad funny, come next week. And then I like, cause you know, like the first time you do anything, like first time you do stand up, you have years of stuff that you thought was funny. So the first time you do it, you have like all your material and stuff. So like I did the first time and you know, everybody laughed. And then the guy's like, come back again. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me come back and do like next week and do some new jokes. And went back next week. It was so bad, like no laughs. Like even the host was like out there making fun of me and stuff. Like,
so let me ask you this: does that encourage you more to do better? Like when you don't get a laugh? Because I can tell you personally, I will publicly speak in front of a group, no problem. But if I don't know. It would destroy my ego a little bit if I went in there and said, "Oh, I'm doing this," and then I go in there and I'm like, "Yeah," and then everybody's like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean?
That's the problem. You have the ego.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're right, Jared.
Yeah.
When are you not right?
That's a few times.
Okay.
I mean, because I go through the same thing. Like I was telling him before, is like I started the open mic just because I needed to get back out there because. I started in February. The first time I did it was in February 2019.
Yeah.
And then COVID shit happened right after that. And I was in the house locked down. I wasn't even thinking about comedy. I was just trying, because I was working for a university in the area. And I was just concentrating on that. And I was just like, and then toward the end, I was still watching podcasts. And I was like, man, when is this shit going to open back up? I want to do this shit. So I figured out a way just to get myself back out there, just doing doing stuff in general. So now I'm just struggling with writing and shit. So,
well, I think with writing anything, whether it's a joke, whether it's a story, a book, or whatever it is, like there's obviously that old saying, writer's block, right? What I think I've learned the most about writing or creating any type of material is when you force it, or if you say, hey, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to buckle down, and I'm going to write this, you're going to sit there and you're going to keep tapping your pen.
But that's your style. Some people can just
no.
Just wait off the top. But some people have to sit. I've heard comedians say, hey, every night after I come back from a show, I kind of think about it and I sit down for an hour and I fucking get on my laptop and I type. Some comedians I've heard, was Earthquake. He was on, I think it was Joe Rogan's podcast also.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he was saying the same thing. He was like, because Joe always asks comedians, like, how do you write stuff? And I study this shit. So it's like, they're always like, how do you write shit? And he'll be like, man, I just say whatever. And like, I go, but again, that's just him going to just doing mad shows. Yeah. And then shit just starts working. So it's everybody has a different way of writing, and I think mine kind of is just going up there because I'll come up with stuff like at the mic. I'll just come up with stuff in the middle of what somebody else is doing.
It's true it's true inspiration.
Yeah, it'll trigger something else in my brain, and I'm like, oh, this is going on in the world right now. Let me jot this down, and then I'll try it, and if it hits, then I'll try to expand on it. But the problem is I don't go back and expand on it later.
Feel you, man.
All right,
the complete opposite.
So how do you? So like. Just not to give away your secrets, but how do you? What is the method to your madness, man?
What I use, because I write a lot. So what I used to do was just write that joint like verbatim, word for word, and then I would go up on stage and just literally say it like out loud, exactly word for word from what I wrote. And what ended up happening was some shit would go down, like something would happen, like people argue, dishes fall, like something would break my constant. Like it's a fucking bar with a lot of people. Something's bound to happen that's gonna take your concentration away. So what ended up happening is like I just memorize it, say it verbatim, and then all of a sudden bouncer yells, lose my concentration, and I'm like, oh, what did I just say? Oh shit, I gotta remember it, that kind of thing. And then I would just either forget the joke or move on to something else. So that's why I started my open mic, because I was like, all right, bro, I need to work on like talking to the crowd. So I don't do any of my written material there. Yeah. I just go up there, talk for like a few minutes to whoever's there, and then just say my little stupid jokes in between. And that's just talking to the crowd.
Well, I've seen you perform.
That's exactly.
I've seen you perform one time. Okay, because I unfortunately am not able to attend because of my work schedule.
Was that at Shooters?
At Shooters. Yeah. I was there one time.
His work ethic again.
Yeah. I'm talking about myself, folks. So anyway, no, but I think you came up last. Yeah, I think you might have been the last. Yeah. You came up last, late, and there was obviously a small crowd in there. This was probably 2 months ago or whatever, and. Dude, I was like, dude, that guy's got some chuckles out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
are you hard to get chuckles?
Let me be really American about it right now. I got some chuckles out of this guy. That's the name of the episode, Chuckles.
Chuckles?
Yeah, Chuckles.
That's a working title.
Dude, does it make you feel dirty?
No,
dude, it makes me feel dirty.
Are you a hard laugh?
No, no. I'm one of those people that. I think humor is because I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey. I'm a big
you be laughing at shit that I say, and I'll be like, "Why is he laughing?"
Yeah. So I like really raw shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't. If you can tell, like especially if you're doing stand up, if somebody's trying too hard, do you know what I mean? It's not natural. I'm not gonna ever find that funny because I know what you're trying to do. I want you to just tell me some random shit, and if it's funny, it's funny. You know what I mean? So that's what I think I like the most about when you came up, because you're just like you were talking about like fucking some fat bitch or something like that, dude. And I was like, you know what? I was like, this guy is he's not too far from the fucking ball. You know, he's like he's kind of on point with that. You know, and
this is noting. RJ's fucked fat bitches.
No, RJ fucks fine bitches. All right. There we go. Here,
this is like an argument that I had like a few days ago, bro. I'm trying to dispel this myth that like dudes have about. Cause I was hanging was girl watching same thing watching butt. So we were sitting there with a couple of my boys.
We love
and stuff.
ass here on the Mad Scientist.
And then there's a girl that walked through, and then all of them were just like, oh no, I would never. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yes, you would.
Yeah.
You totally. I think our standards are a lot lower
than we think they are.
Than what we perceive to whoever's around us. When no one's around.
Yeah.
Well, you'll smash it too.
I'm sure we've all been drunk.
Okay, yeah,
and alone at one point.
I'll say,
and then you're just like, you know what, honey?
They got to be at least a 5.
No. I'm not
5
saying,
or higher.
I'm not saying it's a preference, but there has been a certain. He's right. There has been a certain point in time in your life where you have passed that threshold.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if I should tell the story. I probably should.
No, you probably should.
No.
Does it involve anybody we know?
No, it doesn't. It was just like.
So what does it matter then?
All right, so this was like 8 years. This was like years ago. This was years ago. I'm sitting at Lucky's. R.I.P. By the way. All right. And
I should have went to Lucky's.
Dude, you should have fucking gone to Lucky's.
It used to be. It used to be the spot.
It was the spot, dude. I miss it every day, like in my soul. And a young lady comes up and sits at my table, and she's obviously on the bigger side. Okay, which is fine. Like, I'm not body shaming anybody. Yeah. And she said, "Hey," I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Oh, nothing. This, and that." And I said, and I was kind of drunk at this point because she was clearly hitting on me.
Yeah.
And at that point, I've got enough alcohol in me to where I have no conscience, right? Yeah. I said, "Hey, do you like to suck dick?" You know. All right, that's exactly what I said to this woman. I'm not even lying. Sorry, Mom. All right, I'm not even lying. And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "All right, bet." She was like, "But I'm with my friend." I was like, "That's cool.
She can suck my dick too."
Yeah, and I was kind of going that route, but I was like, you know what? Because I try to.
Beggars can't be choosers.
You know
I'm
me.
a gentleman.
You know me. You know me. I'm a gentleman. After I said that, I was like,
"Shut the fuck up."
I get it. I was like, you know what? That's inappropriate. I shouldn't be saying that to ladies unless they just fucking want to whip it.
Hey man, you sent her in here with them titties. What you expect?
Well, she had some fucking knockers on her too, dude. So anyway, I was like, you know what? Let me pay my bill. Let me be a gentleman and leave. And I got up and I got her number, and then she texted me and she said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going home." She said, "You don't want to continue to talk?" And this is when you hit the threshold, right? It's like, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? Luckily enough for me, I passed out.
That was the most anticlimactic story
I've
ever
but
heard.
I'm just telling you. I once asked a large woman to suck my penis.
Yeah, but
No. This is. Oh my God. No.
Buddy. Never mind.
I'm taking my glasses off for the rest of the show.
Please do.
That's not what that was.
Have a sincere
all right. So it was very anticlimactic. Just like my humor. It's like I have no jokes. Like I'm not a funny guy at all.
I love that Tinder bit because it's true.
Yeah.
Well, they even talking about that because. It's part of I guess your whole set or whatever that you tell people. And what used to happen before was I would say it and then people in the audience would get mad at me, some of the women in there. So now I'm kind of I realized in the past month that I have to have some kind of preface before I do an insult joke because I do it for that one where I'm because I used to be I forget how it goes. It's oh, her face looked like a dime, but the rest of her looked like $1.37, something like that, and then. People in the crowd, women in the crowd be like, "Oh," I'm like, no. There's no fat shaming here. I've dated and fallen in love with plenty of big women. No fat, and that helps. I realized in the past few months, oh, if I just preface my horrible humor with "Hey, let's laugh at this," but you should. It actually works out. I'm gonna try trying to do that more and more.
Do you get obviously the society is different nowadays with humor and jokes and how people take things and whatnot. It's do you ever get any type of, you were just talking about hate, do you get any kind of hate from anything that you say? Do people come up and say, "Oh, I think that was inappropriate," or, and if not, that's fine, but I'm sure there's maybe a point in time, maybe somebody's come up to you and said, "Hey, that ain't cool."
I've only had that happen twice where I was okay, once where it might have been a fight might have happened, and the other one was with take, so it wasn't that bad. It was because they were just going really off on the comic before me, and we're like friends and stuff. Like I didn't think it was cool. They were getting on him, so I just went up there, started being insulting and stuff. So which wasn't too bad. And then the other one was like, I used to have this like speaking of Biggie and Tupac, I used to have a Biggie and Tupac like bit. And it just used to piss off some people in the crowd, like
the diehards, like the real like hardcore fan base.
Like,
I
that's
think
the Cyber's the livest one. Like people used to get like real mad about it because like the whole joke was about how, you know, they're my favorite rappers, but people always overblow like what they would have been now if they were alive, and because I go, oh, you know, my old guy got.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, you ain't wrong, man.
Like,
I mean, what if they would have just continued to make music and they stunk, you know, and they got into the wave of music now? Everybody's gonna be like, oh, so I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that, man.
Yeah. So only those 2 times. So it's weird. I'm like, I don't know if you're the same way though, bro, because I'm waiting for that time for someone to come up to me on stage. I think it's gonna be real funny. Like. Because I have a whole bit about, like, it. I mean, I've done it plenty of times where I have a whole bit about fighting and stuff like that. And now I kind of want to take it out because, like, I feel like put it out there, people are going to be like, okay, I ain't going to rush the stage because at least they know I know how to defend myself at the very least.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I feel like I put it out there, no one's going to rush the stage, but I kind of want to feel like, one day they kind of want to do it, go viral somehow.
So we're talking about defensive stuff.
Hold on. I want to touch on that.
Yeah, because I know, like, I always want to hear from like another comic that's like very, you know, in martial arts deep.
I don't know. Look, I kind of had the same dilemma recently because I even thought about writing stuff about like doing jujitsu, like because. I guess the main premise would have been like how everybody thinks that it's like it's gay because you're rolling around with men on the whatever, which in a way, it can be intimate, but whatever. That doesn't sound right, but
I don't think intimate was the right.
That's
word.
not the right word.
Rolling around with men intimately,
but at the same time, I don't know. I'm also, it's part of me.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it because I've been training for it. I worked hard to get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've trained with
all of them. Yeah.
UFC fighters, hot world class jiu-jitsu fighters. Like, and I'm proud of that shit. I don't have the accomplishments they have, but I know I have the knowledge that they acquired also. You know what I'm saying?
Knowledge is power, my friend.
But at the same time, I'm with you. Like, I want somebody. I said that at the last mic you were at. Yeah. And I was like, and I didn't finish the joke, but it basically based off Mortal Kombat. I was like, motherfucker, test your mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come up here and test your mic. And so I'm gonna finish that. So now that I'm talking about it and I'm thinking about it, I do want to finish that because I think there's something there. Yeah. But I had the same dilemma you were going through.
Well, it's funny because I don't know if fighting's funny. Like the only way I can make it like comical to just audience stuff is because I fight at 125 pounds. So I'm like a way like a 8-year-old. Yeah, so it works in that sense. But it's hard to make like fighting other adults in like a cage. You know what I mean? It's just weird. But
and some people don't feel they think fight or martial arts is violence and I see what you're saying.
And honestly, I feel like if someone's going to rush the stage, they're just going to rush the stage. You know what I mean? Like, look at that dude with the Chappelle thing. It's like in the Hollywood Bowl, like I'm sure there's a gang of security.
They fucked that guy up. They fucked that guy up.
You got to think that he jumped on there with the idea of like there's a foreshadowing of I'm going to get like there has to be, there's a chance I'm going to get fucked up here. And he still did it. You know what I mean? So
unless he was on something.
Yeah. Which I mean, most people that rush the stage, like comic shows are. Like,
except for Will Smith.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He
was probably drunk.
This is true.
Drink?
So,
does Will Smith drink?
Fuck yeah.
I think everybody drinks.
Your fucking special night, I guarantee he knew he was going to win that fucking award.
Yeah.
And do you know what I hate most about that? Because I won't lie to you, I'm a fan of Will Smith. I love the Fresh. I love Fresh Prince. I love everything he does. Because I've always looked at Will Smith as, and my dad, was.
You looked at Will Smith as your dad?
No, hold on. You
I heard
fucking
that too.
dipshit. If he was my dad, I'd still be proud of him. How does that sound?
Even after what he did?
No, that shit wasn't cool.
I'm sure,
that
I'm
shit
sure
was-
Willow's like, Dad,
I
fuck,
just-
man.
I was
Yeah.
just imagine the pursuit of happiness, like him holding his
Yeah,
hand.
that's what I'm saying. Like
we're
the guy,
trying to
the,
sell
the-
this.
The
Live our
guy,
dreams.
I mean, in a sense,
You didn't buy my tape recorder or whatever the fuck
Oh,
he
what
was
was it? Now I'm trying to remember what it was.
It was like
that
a
stupid machine.
mechanical or medical fucking device.
Oh,
or
that's
some
right.
shit.
It's like
I'm not saying, dude, Will Smith is like one of those people that, for me personally, like, I'm not putting him in like super top tier, like Michael Jackson level or anything like that, but he is somebody
pretty
that.
fucking close.
He-
Yeah.
but he can be, and he might be. And it's like everything he can do no wrong. And
Michael
then when
Jackson didn't win an Academy Award. I'm just saying.
well, Michael Jackson, I'll tell you, if there's one concert, if there's one artist that I would want to come back from the grave and go to their concert, it'd be Michael
my
Jackson.
God.
Well, he made Thriller. He was dead in that. So, you know, just anyway. So that's probably not cool. Anyway, no, but seriously, like he's like a household name.
Now I'm thinking how Michael Jackson would look at me. It was good. Like,
Dude,
you
he
know,
would look just like he did in Thriller.
I was thinking
No,
about
I
Thriller.
don't. I don't think.
No,
he
it's
would.
gonna be more bones.
I think he'd look like. You ever see the Jeffersons in South Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's how he like.
I haven't seen South Park. I
It
don't-
just would be the same thing as Thriller, but really white, like t-shirt.
Yeah. Sorry, white guy here. So anyway,
his jaw would fall off.
yeah, because it's all like corroded and shit and whatnot. But no, if there was one concert I would love to attend, it'd be a Michael Jackson concert. No bullshit.
Dude.
Because I love all his music. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Nobody knows that really.
Yo,
I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson.
You're about to hate me there.
Yeah.
You know that? Okay, I saw him.
What? You saw him in concert?
The 9/11. Remember, it was played
Yeah,
over here. and
yeah.
James Brown was there, and James Brown killed it. But then
Dude, James Brown is a shit too. Dude.
But then Michael Jackson came out, which was like, no one knew he was coming out, and he's saying, what was he saying? Heal the world, and fuck, what was it? The Man in the Mirror, and like his part.
I love Man in the Mirror.
Oh, his part in We Are the World.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We are the world. I think he wrote most of that song.
But it's like, it's always crazy because I remember seeing it when I was like 11. I was like, looking, I was like, oh my God, like, is that guy real? Like, it's just mythical because, like, living in Africa, it was just like when I was a little kid, 3 people. That was it because, I was remote Africa, like no electricity or nothing. And it was Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Like that's those were the 3 that like crossed.
But these guys are global icons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
huge, yeah.
And so I think Will Smith is like a household. Like I think Snoop Dogg is a household name at this point.
That's
easy.
easy.
Yeah, you know what I
Because
mean.
he's everywhere.
Yeah. So
I've made the statement that I think Snoop Dogg is the most famous rapper of all time.
you know what's crazy? You're probably not wrong when it comes to that.
Because he's generate. Like, your grandma knows Snoop. Like, kids know. Everybody knows Snoop.
It's Snoop Dogg. I mean,
and he's,
dude,
just music.
dude, I remember when I got my copy of Doggy Style, way back in
Hold
mind.
up. Cassette or CD?
Actually, sir, I got it from my uncle, so it was a cassette.
Oh, okay.
He also had it on CD.
Okay, you're legit. You're
all
legit.
Right, all right. So
You had to rewind and fucking go back to the last song. You
it's
had
all right.
to hear fucking what was it, Gin and Juice 3 times. Rewind.
Dude, I love that album. So so when Will Smith did that, it kind of it like, so we're all men, right? Like, we all have, and you both do martial arts, so you have a level of self-discipline, right? Or
A level.
To a degree,
Yeah,
to a degree.
yeah.
And obviously I didn't see it happen live. I saw it 15 minutes later when everybody's
everybody,
talking
yeah.
about, and I'm like,
Who was
I was
watching
like,
Oscars live?
yeah. Well,
I didn't even know the Oscars was on.
Yeah,
until that shit.
neither did I, because that's where I think film has kind of gone into it to a certain extent. But I was sitting there and I watched it, and everybody's like, "Yo, Will's the man," and it's like, "Nah, man, that shit wasn't cool at all, dude. I can't even believe he did that." Like,
I had to process it. It took me a while to process it.
No.
I didn't know what happened. I just saw the action, and I remember. Matter of fact, Jay told me when we were at Shooters that night, and Jay told me, he was like, "Yeah, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock," and first thing went through my head because I've told this story
like
before.
a skit or something.
That
That's
and
what I
then,
thought first,
but then
too.
I was like, you know what? Chris kind of deserved it because I met him before when I lived in California,
Yeah.
and he was kind of like rude to.
Where'd you live in California? I know we've had this conversation before, didn't
Yeah,
we?
Sam-
But we were drunk. But we got to tell it again.
I worked in Ontario Mills. There
Yeah.
was a Ontario Improv there,
Yeah.
and so I would see. I've seen Chris Rock walk through the mall because I was selling cell phones at the time. So they'd be shopping in the morning.
Yeah.
So I saw Chris Rock walking through the mall. I saw Bill Bellamy walking through the mall, and then I was on break across this way at Del Taco and saw David Spade one time. But then I also went to shows. I've seen Chappelle there.
Yeah.
I saw Nick Cannon open for Chappelle.
Yeah. Nick Cannon funny?
To be honest, I didn't like Nick Cannon at the time, so I was just like, he's okay. He had a couple. He did a Michael Jackson joke, but ironically,
Yeah.
that was kind of funny.
The only reason I say it is I mentioned Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon I feel like he's like the embodiment of this theory that I have with stand up. Like, even with jokes, make yourself likable. Like, I feel like Nick Cannon's like, he's a likable guy.
Yeah.
And that kind of like makes people want to laugh at your fucking jokes. Like, if you just come there stern face and mean mugging everybody, then no, they're not going to necessarily do that. But like, but that gets it as that, like you with the whole like performance and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I don't necessarily know if I'm trying to, perform for anybody if I go in there and just high five. I don't know, make myself a little more likable.
That reminds me of what you were saying the other week when we were talking. It was you were talking about how like you can build just using social media now. You can build an audience. If you can build an audience, people will come to your shows and pay for. And there's people who aren't. I don't know anybody in particular, but there's people who aren't funny that came from social media that are now trying to do stand up. It's like. But you didn't work your craft before you came into this shit, and now you're just
kind of riding the wave, right?
Which I can't really hate on it because that's like knocking the hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you built your audience, they're gonna come pay for you, fine, whatever.
Yeah, works for you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Nah,
but I'm a fan of the craft itself.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go that route, and I think that's what I was trying to say the other week. But
I get it because it's a shortcut. Nobody wants to invest all the years that you have to go from, just doing open mics to coming earthquake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even when I was listening to this Joe Rogan show, 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and he's just now getting his.
yeah,
fucking
now he's getting in. Because I was even talking about that about what's his name, Tony Woods. Because like, when did he start becoming like, not to comedy fans or like comedians around here, but to the general public? When did he get like popular? The past 4 or 5 years,
and
I'm
only
assuming.
because Chappelle was putting his name up there.
Yeah, that special, Joe Rogan, Tiffany had it. And he's been doing it since the late 80s. You know what I mean? So, bro, like, that's a long...
It's crazy.
No, well, it's good for that because there is a mentality that I think a lot of people have, and I think it might apply to this. I could be wrong, but it's like you got to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what? I could probably get away with this.
Guy with the peas over here. Go ahead.
I can get away with this, and I could still be successful. And the way I view certain things is if you kind of put it this way, like we're adults, right?
Yeah.
Like we can clearly tell when somebody's either half-assing something or their heart's not into it. Do you know what I mean? It's not very difficult to see because you can clearly tell.
Yeah, but those people also know themselves.
Which
There's times I perform and I'm like, I just don't feel like being up here. But because I want to fucking pursue this shit to a point where I just want to get good. I don't even have to be like a big name. I just want to be good enough to make a little money. A little passive. I don't want to call it passive because I'm still working for it, but make a little money. And just be good enough that if someone down the road, another comic, like a great, like perfect example, when Dave Chappelle talks about Tony Woods brought Dave Chappelle up. Dave Chappelle's a fucking rock star. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about this guy. He was like, yo, this is my mentor. And I don't want to be looked at as a mentor, but I want people to come back and say, yo, this guy was good. You know what I'm saying?
Dude is mad funny too.
Yeah.
Like I'd understand if it took you a minute if you weren't, but it's ridiculously funny. So it's weird. That's the weird thing about comedy. It's not like fighting. Like fighting is a meritocracy. Like even if you're not like in like the major areas and stuff like that. I mean, think about it. If there's a pro that's like 145 that's 20-0, And like if he did the whole thing of like he beat some UFC vet, chances are one of the bigger people are gonna look at him at some sort, maybe not sign him, but they'll look at him at least a bit. You know, it's a meritocracy. You keep winning enough, you're gonna get noticed by like the big leagues. Comedy ain't like that. Like we all know, and I'm sure you're in this too. You know a comic that's just ridiculously funny, but is not popular. He ain't popping. And then you go look at another comic who ain't funny for shit, but it's just millions of just subscribers.
Yeah,
no, you know.
And I'm glad you said that, man, because there are, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, the unsigned comics and all that, that are hysterical. So let me ask you guys this: what is the avenue to pursue the next tier, so to speak? Is it somebody just picking you up? Like, hey, I think your shit's funny.
That's a good question because I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm just curious because
we were talking about it earlier. You've got two tiers, right? You can either do the online route because essentially it's the way you get into comedies. Everybody gets in the same way. You go do an open mic here and there. Hey, you're funny. Can you go do a set here? You know, and that's essentially how it goes. And then once you pass that initial entryway, then you got to start, you know, getting shows in your city or the neighboring city, stuff like that. And then you do that for a god awful, like long ass period of time. And then
a lot of like Tom Segura and a couple of people said like it takes 10 years to get good.
Yeah. So then you spend like, you know, if your entryway is like a year, 2 years, and you end up spending a decade in just like the whole regional scene, and then from then on, then you go and become a touring comic.
It sounds like a time thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Time, and obviously people noticing for the most part.
Yeah. And when I started this, and I still kind of equated it, you said as far as fighting like MMA, no, I agree with you on that, but I kind of liken it to jiu-jitsu because the jiu-jitsu journey is long as fuck. So it's like I'm a fucking white belt.
So much more patient in it than I am.
I don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, the process is the process. I just got to keep working, go to the gym. Some days I don't want to go. Some days I have, but I still go, and I do what I have to do. My goal is black belt. And I started that shit when I was 28. I'm fucking 43 now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still not a black belt, but I'm not going to stop until I get that black belt. And I still probably won't stop after that. But then on top of that, now I started this shit late as fuck, even though I knew I wanted to do it when I was a kid, but that's for another show. But
hey, I want to tell you something.
The goal is
when you're done.
The goal is to get good. That's my black belt in comedy. So now, what good is? I don't know. I have to figure that part out.
It just depends. A lot of people are way too career oriented with it. I'm kind of in the same like cup as you. I'm just trying to get really good at it. You know, I like writing stuff down and going and just telling it to random strangers and let them think that it's funny. And if that leads to something greater, cool. But if it don't, like, I'm still good.
That's where I'm at.
Well, I mean, it's kind of that whole, like, Mamba mentality. You know what I mean? That you're not supposed to put so many eggs in different baskets where you're essentially just supposed to, like, you know, kind of concentrate on the actual, like,
it's funny you say that, man.
Know?
Like, there's that saying, and I'm going to tell you something here in a second. But when you talk about putting all, like, there's a saying, oh, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. I think that is okay to a degree. But at the same time, I think, like, it's like, well, I know what the value of my eggs and what I give them to. Yeah, right?
I like your analogy, but that's just funny.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
I know the value of my eggs.
I have eggs, folks.
He's just saying something profound. Like eggs.
I'm just trying to sound intelligent. But what I'm going to tell you, Mr. Smith, is that when I don't care if it's tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when you get your black belt, I will be there. And I
that's if I know when I'm getting my black belt.
You will, you cock.
No, I said if I know, because a lot of times promotions are like, you don't know when you're getting it.
Well, I don't care. The first picture you're taking is not of yourself. It's me with you, and I'm holding your black belt.
I doubt that's going to happen. It's probably going to be with the instructor.
Well, guess what? I'm taking
I'm sorry,
picture
I'm shooting your dreams down. I don't mean to do that.
I just want to be fucking happy.
Like, if you can tap out the instructor.
Yeah.
He'll take the picture.
It's like, hey, you're not important here. Like, I am, you know. Like,
tosses him
photobomb,
over.
and you're like,
and now you're making my moment about you. What the fuck?
No, because I'm there to support you as your friend.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask.
If I know, I'll let you know.
All right. So what I wanted to ask you, man, since we're talking about fighting, so you're you're skilled in Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So what got you into fighting, man, or just that the
Peer pressure.
was it peer? Hey, you little bitch. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Was it that? Was it that?
What was it? No, okay. When I moved over to like America, I moved to DC, like Southwest DC. And
Oh, well, welcome to the nation's capital,
yeah,
man.
I know. And it was just one of those things.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, and like I didn't speak English. Like I didn't, the accent, like 2 words, and I used to just get clowned like every day. And I, dying a bitch. So I'd like say something, I'd say something back, and then I'd keep getting like my ass kicked like over and over again. So how you have to have those conversations with yourself. You're like, all right, dude, either you just gonna let them make fun of you and just like, shut the fuck up about it, or learn how to defend yourself. Like, do one or the other. So I was like, okay, I can't let them just do it. So I'm like, all right, let me learn how to defend myself. When, I guess UFC was all the rage during the time, and Muay Thai was it for it. And
I like that style of martial arts.
Yeah, that too. And then I always loved kickboxer. So I was like, all right, let me just do that. And I dug it. I liked it a lot. And I trained for a little bit. And then all the coaches in there were like, all right, it's like this little bastard's violent.
Yeah.
So
you're probably letting out all your aggression. But it's a therapy for you, right? It's therapeutic.
It works. And then it was always funny because I started training in it, and then I just go to school, train. So all the people that were like bullying me and shit, I didn't see them for like a minute. And then you know how training is. You don't know what you're doing. You do a little you learn a little more. You spar a couple people, you crack a few people. You're like, oh, okay, I actually know how to what I'm doing. And then I saw all of them 6 months down the line of training, and I'm just embarrassing, because now I got a few skills, so I'm like, oh, okay, let's go, and took them down, started pinching their cheeks and and stuff, and it wasn't a good idea because a week later they came back, and then I saw them over the corner, they started spraying shots and stuff. I was like, oh shit, next time when you fight someone, don't leave it alone, essentially, or don't embarrass people.
Yeah. What is that? So that's obviously, again, with the discipline that comes with any type of martial arts or boxing. Like, hey,
boxing is a martial art.
Well, okay, all right, my bad. Look at me over here, not knowing anything.
I don't know how to make a pizza, bro. So we
oh, dude, I'll make you a pie, man. Don't worry. So that. So so you learn this skill, you get a level of revenge to a degree, but then you stop. You stop doing it because you're talking about, you know what, I don't have to do this anymore because I got it, and it's let's not make the other person feel as bad as they made me feel. Is that what it is?
More or less.
I think that's fucking dope, dude. I think that's fucking dope.
That too, and then plus.
Because that is called growth, sir.
Well, because I was on top of it, and you can kind of it's like a transference. I don't know. It's you were the weak one, and now you can see it in their face that they're the weak one, and you're like, all right, now you just feel like a dick. After a little while.
But that's because you have empathy, and they didn't have empathy.
Well, that's why people like that don't ever actually go to a gym and get beat up. You know what I mean?
Because their ego will be.
Yeah.
Bruh. Speaking of that, there's been many a times that the big motherfucker that he goes to the gym and fucking lifts weights and shit, and I've been doing this shit for a while, and it happened mostly at blue and purple belt, but motherfuckers would come in jacked as shit, and it's their first class, and oh yeah, I'm fucking blah 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 blah. We start rolling, and they want to fucking I'm fucking 150, 160 pounds, depending on how much beer I've had that day.
Yeah, hell yeah. Who doesn't like beer?
And then they'll fucking try to bully me.
Yeah.
But then it's I was like, okay, I'm trying to go easy with you. It's your first fucking class, maybe second, third. You probably train in California somewhere at some point. I'm just gonna go easy with you. But now you're trying to beat me up, and you're trying to hurt me. Now I'm fucking you up, and that's the most humiliating thing to someone with that mentality.
Yeah,
you never see them again. There's been plenty of times where cats will come in, and matter of fact, when I first started training, I was probably like a year in. I remember I was up at Lloyd's, and me and one other guy, Lloyd had us. It was like before MMA training or whatever. He had us do Muay Thai with this guy that came in there. He was just talking shit like, "Oh, I'll fuck all your guys up, this, that, other thing." So he puts me and this other guy doing like a round robin with this dude.
Yeah.
Fucking, and we beat his ass. Like, dog, we're new white belt jiu-jitsu, barely fucking training. Like, and this dude gets mollywop. Storms out.
Dude, I love that term. Fucking get the fucking mollywop, bro.
Storms the fuck out of the
Their
gym.
definition of what kind of ass.
I
get
dude.
what Molly would mean definitively. I know exactly how his face looks.
He fucking storms out of the fucking gym and fucking like slamming his shit. Never see that dude again. Like, ego gets checked when in that motherfucking gym, bro.
Well, I think for at least for me personally, and I'm sure you guys can probably agree, like, I've never been one to go into a foreign world, whether it's a job or anything like that, and I go in there and I think, oh, I'm better than all of you. Dude,
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, dude, but people do, unfortunately, and then you embarrass them. That wasn't my intention. I was just my instructors told me to fuck him up, and I fucked him up. Yeah, you can fuck him up.
Better, or your instructor will fuck you
exactly.
up.
But you damage their ego so bad that it's like, dude. Yeah, I agree. People like that. I'm not saying they have a place in society, but they don't have a right to go around saying this, and that. I think it's rude. I think it's rude, dude.
Some people think, but this goes all. We're going into kind of politics in a way, but this is entitlement. Like, you think you deserve something, but you haven't done anything to deserve said thing.
Yeah, it's like, like, fuck you, pay me, or whatever.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Yeah. So that idea of being like the macho man, like, no pun intended, like, and then you go in.
There's no pun, because I know where you're going with that pun.
Hold on. Oh yeah. Sorry, I had to do it. So, but I think that's cool. I think it's good. I think it's good for people in general, for yourselves.
To get their ass mollywop.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. Bro, like, if you go in somewhere, put it this way. If you're an angry customer, right, and you think you have an idea of what's going on,
you should just get popped one time, like, shut the fuck up.
It changes your perspective on a lot of things.
Dude, I once had sorry, I'm talking about myself again because I'm selfish.
Okay, get to your point.
All right. So I had a lady come in with her kids one time. They ordered a pizza, all right, and the woman comes, and so I make them a pizza. You know, they leave, they come back, and the mom comes back, the son comes back. Excuse me, and he's probably 12 years old, man. I yelled at the kid before I get anywhere farther. They were like, "Oh, we ate half this pizza. It made my son sick." And I opened the box, and all of it's gone besides like a slice. I was like, well, you came in 2 hours ago, and then you wanted another pizza. And I said, ma'am, I said, if it made you so sick, why do you want another pie? You know? And then she started going up in arms about this, and that. And I'm not being aggressive or anything. I'm just like saying, like, hey, if my food clearly made you sick, why do you want another one? All right. She's up in arms and she leaves. So maybe 20 minutes later, she sends her son in. He's 12 years old. And I look at this young man, and I kind of feel guilty about this. I won't lie to you. I said, hey, man, I said, your mother's a fucking liar. Like, you know, I said, your mother's, I said, you know what? And I yelled at a little 12-year-old.
Okay. Way to traumatize.
Yeah, so,
I want to know what his reaction was, though.
He was calm. And then she came back in. She was like, why are you treating my son that way? I said, ma'am, you said my food made you sick. And then I said, your sorry ass sent your son in here to get another pizza. I said, I told her, you're a clown. I said, you're a clown. And I told her straight. I said, you're a clown.
Jesus Christ.
No, I wasn't fucking playing because, dude, you know me and you know my customer service. I love everyone. But if you're going to do some shit like that and try to get over on me and then use your child as an excuse, I'm going to insult you and your child. All right, because fuck you, bitch. All right, You know, and she said, "How long have you been working here?" I said, "Ma'am, I've worked
probably
here."
a lawyer viewer.
Yeah, she probably. I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I've been working here for 11 years." I said, "My customer service is top tier." I said, "My name is on the door. There's a number." I said, "You can call my boss," and I gave her my card.
First of all, your name is on the door and your number is on the door.
Yeah,
you can call my boss. I am the boss.
Yeah. No, but it's like you want to complain. I just can't believe some people do that. They subject their child to their pettiness of whatever the fuck it is. And I shouldn't have obviously gotten aggressive with the kid, but I was mad.
I think you're beating yourself up too much about something.
No, fuck that bitch and fuck that kid.
So then why are you fucking feeling bad about it?
No, because it just blows my mind that people would do something like that, dude. Yeah, it's like, yo, I gave him his pizza. I said, "Young man," I said, "your mom's a fucking liar," and then I gave him his pie.
This guy,
I dead ass said that. I'm not even lying. Yeah,
they did it because it worked before somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they're fucking gypsies. That's why they're fucking gypsies, dude. Well, that's what they. Hey man, I'm Polish. I'm Italian. I know what a gypsy is. I get it. Okay.
Let's bring it down to the little Hitler.
No, sorry. Just thinking about it's making me angry again, dude. But I just think it's fucking wrong sometimes how people will use whatever it is to spare a couple dollars. It's like you go out here on Fairfax County Parkway. So, for example, I was in Lorton a week ago for work. I was driving the shuttle van. I was picking somebody up because it was busy. And there's a panhandler sitting on the corner by the Burger King.
Okay.
This guy used to work for me. Okay. This guy used to work for me years ago. He has autism.
Is that the tall dude that used to come into Lucky's?
Yep. And the exact same guy.
So he just moved spots in because he used to be over there by Springfield.
Yeah. So
no, he was in Lorton.
So I was sitting there and I was sitting at the light and I'm, a couple cars back. He's got his sign. I can't read it. And I'm thinking, what the fuck happened to this dude? Like,
you already answered the question.
Well, I know. But it just bothered me. It's like, man, somebody somewhere took advantage of his or not his mental illness, but his condition, okay, and got him into drugs and all sorts of other shit. Did he willingly do them? Probably. But you don't know where his head is at because you can tell he clearly has a problem. And I'm sitting at the light, and I go up, and the light turns red again, and I'm sitting right next to him. He's giving me the thumbs up, and he doesn't recognize me. And I don't acknowledge it because it was bothering the living shit out of me. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, this guy's life is potentially ruined, okay? 2, it's like, dude, it's like, what happened, man? And it just hurt my fucking soul, dude.
I feel like you're putting way too much responsibility on yourself.
No, I don't have any responsibility for it.
But
it just
if it bothers you that much, like,
it just stunk, man.
People make choices.
I know.
Like,
it just stunk, man. It's like you see somebody here and you see him down here, and it's like, man, what the fuck, dude?
Everybody, we all got a lottery ticket, and whatever we got, what we won is what we won. That's what life is.
Yeah, I know that, but it just bothered the shit out of me, dude. I just hate to see shit like that. That's all. That's really all
right. Can we go back to the happy stuff?
All right. I'm so happy that what I did on Sunday is I watched Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Have you watched that yet? Do you partake in that?
I saw it. Yeah.
So you saw all the new season.
Caught it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm caught.
So you're caught.
Yep.
So what do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was pretty badass, man.
Actually, I just thought about something. We had their red is
no bullshit.
Just about to flick.
So I was, after obviously I watched something like obviously a major milestone event in entertainment, obviously television. I'll look up. I'll say, what does everybody else think? Because I just like to see where people.
I don't fucking care what.
No. You shouldn't. I just do it because I have a problem.
Okay, keep going.
And everybody's like, I love it. And then they start
like
fucking.
I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. No.
Like, either I like it or I don't like it.
Yeah,
like,
no, which is fine. But it's like, what does everybody else think? Fuck.
Who cares?
I know it's fine, but this is what I do.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this again, you're putting so much responsibility on, like the world's responsibility on your shoulders.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just telling you. Like, bro, who gives a fuck what a critic thinks? You watched the shit. You liked it. That's it.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought
so
it was
that's
dope.
all that should matter.
No,
I don't care what everybody else thinks. And if somebody doesn't, that's perfect example. Well, I don't know. Comedy's a little different. If somebody doesn't like a joke, okay, I can't equate it. There's jokes that I know will work, and I know certain people who will not, because some of the same people tend to come to the shows.
Yeah.
I know what jokes will work with everybody, and I know what jokes will work with or not work with one or two people. Just because I know them, and it's like, see, I knew you wasn't gonna like it. That's kind of why I did it, because I wanted to see your reaction. But guess what? You're the oddball out because everybody else in this room likes it.
Hell yeah. So I liked very much the new season. I thought the story of
It's
Elle,
not over yet.
Well, I know it's not over, but I think obviously part 1, spoiler alert, I thought it was very well written. I thought it was very dope. I already knew that guy was number 1, by the way.
What guy's number 1? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know from right at the beginning, but I knew like probably halfway in.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling he was like, yeah, one used to sit here, and I
he-
used to talk to him all the time. It's like I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
as
this
soon as
is-
he said that, that's when I knew.
That was like, oh, he's got to be the guy, right?
Yeah.
But then, obviously, when you get to the Upside Down and when he becomes the creature, the new villain, the bad guy, and all that shit, where his skin burns off and Elle pushes him into the Upside Down.
He was already the creature. That was just showing you what how he became. that.
Yeah. So I
So
thought that was
Elle's more powerful than him.
dude. I thought that whole sequence was dope. I think what they've done with the writing and the characters and the development and the seasons, or not the seasons, but
I like how they're closing it up. This is a good closure.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it very much. I binged it. And then what I watched after that, which I really wanted to talk to you about, and I was talking to you about earlier, I decided to turn on Obi-Wan.
Have you seen that?
I've seen
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All the way?
three?
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
good.
I knew he was going to be a good guest.
So I wasn't doubting it.
I want to hear y'all's like
Okay.
bang on it. Go
All
ahead.
right, because I'm going to tell you. So I watched the first 2 episodes. Obviously, the premiere. It's like, all right, I like this. I like where this is going. And then Jared texts me Wednesday morning. He said, "Hey man, episode 3."
Yeah, 'cause
and
I've been waking up at like 4 or 5 in the morning for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
yeah.
No, it's just been happening.
No. So he was like, episode 3, and I got a little bit of time before I go to work, and I was like, you know what? Because I'm such a Star Wars, like me and him are geeks, when it comes to that. I was like, all right, let me put it on. I smoked my bowl, I got high as shit, and I turned it on. And when I say the level of badassery with the 3rd episode was just incredible. I just absolutely fucking loved it, dude. Because Darth Vader, and I like
Spoiler alert.
We knew it was coming. I don't think it's really
but
a
if you
spoiler.
haven't seen it,
Yeah. So Darth Vader is so fucking savage, bro.
Bro, we knew that.
Yeah, you knew it, but now
First of all,
we get to see it.
this is no.
No.
I've been saying this for years. Okay, like you were saying, the first 2 episodes, it was like, great story.
And then it's like,
I like the whole Inquisitor shit. Yeah, blah blah blah. And that matter of fact, I want to talk about that, but we can get back to it because the 3rd sister is getting a lot of hate online.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that
Hold
up
on,
too.
let me finish my stuff. You want
can't
to
even
The black chick for real? Wait, because she black?
Because she's black. Yeah.
Word for real?
She's been
I saw that yesterday. I
She's
actually
been
saw
getting
that
DMs saying I don't remember the exact terms, but I read some shit and I was like, because she posted something. She was like, "This is what I've been getting," and there's hundreds of them.
But there's like been black people in Star Wars since the jump.
You know
right?
what I think it is? I think it's
What's his
because
name?
she's a
Billy
villain.
D? Yeah.
Well, Billy D's wasn't a villain.
Yeah,
he was.
I guess
he was kind of. He
reclamation
was like
thing.
an anti-hero type thing.
Yeah, he sold him out, then he came back in the end. And
But this is the first one. It's like, yo, I'm trying to kill the fucking
good guy.
the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, the first 2 episodes, great, whatever. I was kind of like, I just want to see more.
Yeah.
And they did it. They did it right because they knew those first 2 episodes weren't like the greatest.
Yeah.
So they was like, yeah, we're gonna put those 2 out on Friday, and then guess what? You get more Wednesday. And that's exactly. Remember, I was telling you, I was like, man, I just want to see what is happening next.
Yeah.
And they did that shit on purpose. I'm telling you. So then the third one comes out. I've watched it 3 times already.
I've actually watched it 3 times as well.
I'm a Darth Vader fan. He's probably my number 1 villain
Of all time.
out of everything.
Huh.
Yeah.
And I remembered the scene at the end of Rogue One when he fucking
Fucked
destroyed
everybody.
those motherfuckers. Like, he caught a fucking laser and fucking threw it back at somebody after he slammed somebody on the fucking wall.
Okay, I would just throw this as a side note. I don't know if y'all feel me with this one. I rank Rogue One just under. Like, it's my favorite one of all, like, from fucking Phantom Menace all the way through till now. Minus, the New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and all that.
Yeah.
I put Rogue One, like, 4th or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I
4th
like
of the originals or with the originals?
after the originals.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Put Rogue One.
Yeah, no,
I agree.
I like them
think
better.
I think that's a very fair assessment.
Okay,
Because-
some people were just like, "Boy, you crazy," and I'm like, "No, man,
Nah,
that's
no.
actually I liked it. It was
Actually,
a good movie."
That's a very good movie.
Speaking of what other people have said, a lot of people have said that. Like,
Yeah.
that is what probably the best
Yeah.
of any of the new.
Yeah.
Newer
No,
movies.
I remember seeing it with my girl at the time, and she knew nothing of like anything, and she watched it. She's like, "It's a good." I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. I always said that, and I had a few people that were like, "No, man, this one or that one." I'm like, "Nah, man. I feel like Rogue One, out of all the, since post all the original 3, is my favorite.
Yeah,
I think it's the best one made.
agree.
Really. Yeah.
That is a very fair assessment, and I agree as well because we're fans. We're old enough to know we obviously grew up with it, and I think that's what made this 3rd episode so special is because obviously you have between Return or the Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and it's like what's happening, and you really get to see the savagery of Darth Vader.
Well,
dude.
that's what I'm saying. We saw it.
He's
We saw it in
fucking-
Rogue.
He's just like.
But that's what I was trying to say. We
Yeah.
saw it in Rogue One at the end, but now we get to see more. And I've always wanted to have like just a Vader fucking series, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
So is he like a prominent character on the show? It ain't like, I'll see him like in a tub for like 10 seconds. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for the rest of the remainder of, is this an actual show, like seasons and anything like that?
Well, there's
It's-
only 6 episodes.
it's a limited
right now.
series.
It's a limited.
Oh,
So
okay.
we've got 3. We're only getting 3 more. And after watching this 3rd one, it's like now I feel like we're gonna get some.
we gonna get some Vader.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some
But
really
you know what
cool.
I'm saying? Like episode
cool
4,
shit.
5, and 6 is gonna have like Vader talking to somebody. Vader, you know what I mean? Like him
Yeah.
as a like pretty much a main character kind of thing.
I hope. I mean, because they're
Years have you weakened you, Obi-Wan. Oh my god, dude, James Earl Jones, dude. I was.
I looked into that. That is his voice, but it's also AI. Because they can do that now.
Oh shit. So he's actually not doing the voiceover. Is that correct?
They're credited him as the voice,
Yeah.
because it is his voice.
Yeah, of course.
But they've just used sounds from him before. And
Ah,
Shit,
man, that-
you just made my day, man. I didn't even know James Earl Jones was alive. I'm actually happy he's
Yeah.
I'm
he's
like,
still
all right,
alive.
Yeah, good.
But he's
good.
a lot older. than-
Call 1-800
Wait,
collect.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, okay.
Cause he's gotta be.
He's old.
Yeah.
Dude, James Earl Jones is. Dude, I'm telling you. So when Obi-Wan's got Leia in the little hut with the droid, and they're obviously trying to smuggle her away, and he starts feeling him. He's like, "Stop!" He's like, "Stop everything!" And then he walks over, and I was like, if this isn't fucking the most badass thing I've ever seen. And then he's just like, you know what? I don't fucking, because you know what he's doing? He's trying to get him to come out of hiding. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna kill somebody. See if he comes out. It's like, oh, there's one. Oh, you're not there. I know you're there. There's another. Dude, it's fucking savage.
God, he's 91 years old.
Oh, okay.
Oh
there
my
you go.
God.
Oh, good man. Shout out to James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Man. Hope you make it to 100.
The voice of the greatest villain of all time. And you know what's even crazier is that Luke Skywalker is the voice of the Joker, which is probably the second craziest.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I do got one gripe about the show, man. I see way too much of like preschool Leia.
Well,
Knock that shit. I mean, like she cool and all, but I don't. They had that part where she was like running away.
Oh yeah,
like,
so the chase scene.
yeah,
That's been getting a
like-
lot of
small to be 10.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Like, she's 10 years old. She's a little small.
Yeah,
She
no,
was
so-
like,
fi-
I thought she was like 5 or something.
Exactly.
Like,
She's
yeah.
supposed to be 10.
Like I
Yeah,
thought
so
like
she's-
5 to 7, something like that.
Yeah, so when she was like, "Oh, I'm 10," I'm like, "Okay." And the whole chase scene that's obviously been getting a lot of backlash. Obviously, yeah. It's been getting a lot. It's been getting a lot of. It's like, oh, even I would have caught her. But I think what it is, I think what it is they're just trying to create like a comical moment, and then it's like, oh, it's just like the
There's
stormtroopers.
nothing comical about a fucking little kid being snatched up.
No, well, I know that, but I'm saying like being like at the pace that it was
I
happening.
get what you're saying.
It's
She's like sliding under stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That
Disney shit. That's that Disney
yeah.
shit.
They're just trying to fit in a little bit of humor. Does it work well? Probably not. But at the same time, it's okay. It's only 20 seconds out of a 60-minute show or whatever, or a 45-minute show or whatever.
My gripe. I have one gripe also. I liked how they. Well, it might not. It might be a better choice to have one director. What's her name? Daniela Chow. She's a director. She directed a couple of Mandalorians and a couple of Boba Fett. Did she do Boba Fett? I don't know. But with the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, they alternated between directors. But I don't know if, like, I feel like some of the ones that she directed of like the Mandalorian I didn't like, and that's why I kind of felt the same about the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan.
Well, what I really thought, like, I wasn't expecting much, like, in terms of like surprises, but I felt like, put it this way, the story of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, besides like Luke and Leia and all that, it is like the beef of the Star Wars lore, and I feel like it's like it was developing a story. Like, he's sitting there, he's watching Luke. And then, Leia's father's like, hey, you're your own. He's the only. See, that's what I like about it. It's like with Logan or any old.
Wait,
like.
So what do you like about it?
No, what I like about it is I like that they're taking a hero that is so critically acclaimed, and he thinks he's washed up. And he doesn't have it anymore. It's like this lightsaber battle.
He is washed up.
He is washed up.
Yeah.
So, but he's got his lightsaber. Vader comes up and he's like, fuck this. And he fucking runs off. And it's like, dude, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why is he doing that? Because he's lost. And I think we can all kind of relate to that aspect of, like, you think you were once good at something. Don't know if you really have it anymore, but something kind of pulls you back to it. You can attribute it to that, Logan, or any old school like gunslinger kind of thing. I like that shit. The guy that has nothing left to lose, but he doesn't believe in himself anymore, and there's that one little thing that pulls him back in and makes him great again.
That scene with the fire was badass, though.
Dude. I thought that was fucking sick, dude, because he took the lightsaber, he just touched it on the ground.
He's so strong, man.
Yeah, dude, that's what dude, it's fucking sweet. It's sweet.
Y'all would be good to ask, because, like, I'm a fan. I've seen, like, the movies and the shows, but, I ain't into it. Okay, what happened? Because, like, them 3, what's it called? Them 3 with the, oh, my God, I'm blanking.
The Inquisitors?
No, the 3 movies that they had, the ones that just came out.
Like
Kylo.
Yeah, that's all after that. That's
okay.
After all this.
But they was trash, right? So, like,
they were trash.
It's crazy. Initially, we went to the theater.
Hold on. I want to hear what he's saying.
It's a simple question anyway. They were trash, right? And then, like, time goes by, and then they start putting up all these, like, shows on Disney Plus. Like, I saw The Mandalorian, dope. The Boba Fett one, not huge, but it was good. And so something happened between those 3 trash movies and all the shows they be doing on Disney Plus that are good. Did they change, like, squat? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, something, like, it was Star Wars was good, shitty 3, and then all of a sudden now I'm back in TV and now it's good. They changed
personnel.
Okay, that's what I want to know.
So
is that what they did? Okay,
absolutely.
Not the first new one that came. I forgot who directed that one, but the second one was J.J. Abrams. That was which one was it?
No, I think he did. He did the first one. And I think
he didn't do the first one.
Yeah, no, he did.
Are you sure? Because he was doing. Positive he did the first one. Because he couldn't do Star Trek because of that.
No, I'm almost positive he did the first one and the last one.
Okay, yeah. I think you are right. So yeah, J.J. Abrams did those.
Those 3.
Those.
So two out of 3.
Two out of the 3. The first one, the middle one. I mean, the first one and the last one.
Lucas has nothing. What's his name?
George Lucas.
He has nothing to do with, like, that's it. When did he, like, cash his chips, I guess is what I was saying.
Okay, so.
Or does he have, I mean, is he still part of it? Does he have any input?
Kind of. Disney bought Lucasfilms. I forgot what year. I could probably look it up in a second, but they bought them for like $4.1 billion whatever year ago. So that's when Disney said, "Okay, we're gonna make this trilogy of these new movies."
Oh, the 3 trash movies were under Disney.
Yes.
Ah.
Now all the series are also under Disney, but now it's the guy who did Iron Man, not Kevin.
I don't know his name honestly, but I know that he's a fan.
Have you seen most of the Marvel stuff?
Yeah.
You know Happy from
Yeah.
he's the director of
Swingers.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though. It's Kevin something, I think. We looked it up before. Anyway, he is like the director of all the new shit mostly. But then there was a guy who worked on the Clone Wars, and then I think he did Rebels also. I can't remember his name off the top of my head either. He was kind of blessed by George Lucas to say, yo, this guy knows his shit. He's written these series under me, because Clone Wars and Rebels was all under George Lucas. And he approved shit. So then he took over. So it's the guy from the guy that plays Happy, and those two go back and forth, and they're so that's where the Mandalorian comes in. And then they were like, "Yo, well, we could do more because Mandalorian's doing fucking crazy." But then they brought in a bunch of different crazy directors. What's the guy? He does done the Thor movies from New Zealand.
You know directors, but if it's not Martin Scorsese, I don't know.
I
know exactly
know
what I'm talking
Taiki Waititi.
Yeah. So he's directed a few of the Mandalorians.
That's cool, man.
He's
I'm a fan.
Then there's we looked her up last week because her booty's fat. Ron Howard's
Who
daughter.
doesn't like a lot? We all love a nice ass here at the Bad Scientist Lab.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Oh, dude,
Dallas. Fuck, I always forget her fucking name. Bryce Dallas Howard. She directed a few Mandalorians.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now this chick, well, the chick who's doing Obi-Wan Kenobi did a couple of the Mandalorians also.
Yeah. So they got their shit together.
Yes.
Apparently. Okay. So okay.
But that was a lot to say just to say that.
But Jared's not wrong by any sense of the meaning. But what I really think it is like, it's like you have the original trilogy, you have obviously the prequels, and you have the new stuff. And it's like, yo, what's really happening in between? Because Star Wars fans, I view Star Wars fans as fickle as
they're
any
shitty.
Fan. They're some of them are terrible people.
Like it goes back to the
DM.
Yeah. So
Dude,
people,
that's wild, bro.
So people like that to me aren't real Star Wars fans because it's like, man, bro, it's not. It's serious. I mean, I love it, but dude, you're like, what are you doing? Like you're throwing racial slurs at people because you think you're a fan. People like that aren't fans to me at all. They just like to be critical. So what's happening right now with all this new series on Disney Plus, I think what's really happening is we're getting a lot of really burning questions as real fans answered, and then the people that are actually making it are fans themselves. Okay, because that third episode was just fucking badass, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was high as shit, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
I was specifically for you.
Yeah, I was just like, this is all I've ever wanted. I've wanted to see Vader snap somebody's neck. I want this. Like, it's like everything you've always wanted. The things that you've always thought in the back of your mind, I'm actually fucking watching it now. Yeah. And it's like, it's a real thing, and this is fucking cool.
And it's done well.
Use a weekend you Obi-Wan. Dude, it's so fucking sweet. I love it.
Hey, 3 more episodes.
3 more episodes. But it is a shame that the third sister is getting so much backlash. I don't have a problem with her acting. I think the one scene
at the beginning of the first couple episodes, I was kind of it was a little rough.
Yeah, well, you gotta grow into it.
I got a theory about old girl too. I think she's gonna get in the end by Vader.
I think she's gonna make it. I think she's
really. I think it's gonna be a whole like, oh, I know what you did, bitch.
No, he doesn't care about the Grand Inquisitor.
He said
it's like the first thing he says when he speaks. I do not care about the Grand Inquisitor.
I still think she's gonna get killed by him.
Dude, it doesn't matter. But
I don't know how, but
then I
somehow.
saw.
Well, now there is a thing. I think it was Rebels. The Grand Inquisitors does show up in Rebels. So he probably doesn't die. He's probably not dead.
Do you know what? I saw a theory online. Obviously, the end
that
of the
he-
second episode
He comes
where
back and kills her or something.
no, the end of the second episode where they're in the spaceport and Leia gets on a little ship and Obi-Wan's there and she's looking for him. Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And all this other shit. And then she uses Anakin Skywalker's name. It's like, how do you know that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker?
I heard something about that, too.
There's a theory that she is one of the kids.
Oh
from
no!
one-
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the theory that's going around.
Yeah.
You actually see her. It focuses in on her
She's
at the
one of the
beginning.
kids?
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
little
she's
flashback scene.
yeah.
Okay.
So she knows
I
that
guess
Darth Vader
that
is
answered that
Anakin
question.
Skywalker, and
Because
just,
she was in the room when those other
Yeah.
younglings got killed,
Yeah.
and then she ran off, and she's one of the black kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to say one of the black kids. She's the black
The
girl.
only
I'm one of the black kids. You know,
She is the only black girl in there.
Probably.
But she
Her
is.
and Mace
But that's
Windu.
why she
Yeah.
hates Obi-Wan so much, because she didn't save her friends and that type of
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah, so that's why she's pursuing him like crazy, because the Inquisitors are actually, they used to be Jedi, now they hunt
some
their
of
own.
them, or they're force sensitive and they don't like the Jedi.
And so I saw that theory and I was like, you know what? That makes sense, obviously, because who else would know that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker besides,
No,
Palpatine?
it makes 100%, especially since they zoomed in on her at the beginning.
Yeah, dude. So I think I really think we're in for a treat, dude.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm so hyped for Wednesday. You have no fucking clue, dude. It'll be the first thing that I do.
Do you like the weekly episode drop, or do you want all six the
No,
first day?
no. So
We've had this discussion before.
We've talked about this a lot. I think obviously we're spoiled now where we can binge things like last
Like
Sunday.
Stranger Things,
Yeah.
yeah.
So last Sunday I literally laid in my bed and I laid there for 9 hours and I watched television.
I did that this week.
Yeah, and I did that all in one day. I felt good. I felt ugly. I felt sad. I felt somewhat accomplished. All right, and I was like, that was dope because you like story, right? You like the where it's going. However, the anticipation, like I'm a big wrestling fan.
Okay, we're not.
No, hold on. I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
You just relax. Now, hold your horses
This
over there,
motherfucker-
Jared. Hold your horses, Mr. Smith. So it's like back in the day when Nitro was on and Raw
the
was
greatest wrestler of all time?
yeah. It's like, it's like when the episode ends, it's like, what's gonna happen next week? And that anticipation builds up and it makes you enjoy it more. We're spoiled now. Now, do we like the shows? Yes. Are they great shows? Absolutely. However, that anticipation makes that shit that much better. So if I have to wait a week, I will wait a week, dude.
I enjoy
because
cliffhangers,
I
man.
will totally be like, you know what? It's Wednesday. Like, oh shit, here
yeah.
we go. You know,
Those are the days I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's fucking. It comes
and
out.
Jared's got his fucking leg in his toilet. He's like, how did I get here?
my leg in my toilet.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I'm surprised not everybody does that.
Yeah, it's,
Like
I mean,
everybody, no,
it's-
not the leg drop. No, I was talking about doing the whole weekly episode drop thing.
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
appointment. Everyone wants appointment television, and you put it 3 a.m. on a Wednesday. You're gonna get people to go watch it. It's
Yeah.
appointment TV. I don't get the whole like episode, all 8 of them dropping down. I get it, and I don't. I mean, obviously, I get it because sit there in 9 hours and watch the whole thing. But like from their side, I don't get why they drop all.
I
all of it.
just heard something recently that I was like as a marketing head, like I'm surprised I didn't figure it out. Netflix kind of fucked up when they did that.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're just gonna drop everything, but it was like they were the only player in town.
Yeah.
Now they're not the only player in town.
Yeah.
So these other platforms are like, you know what? We want to keep these guys around longer.
Yeah.
Let's trickle them out.
And it strings out your subscription.
Yep.
Yeah.
It keeps you on the fucking subscription.
Yeah. But I also think as I get older, I feel like less is more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if put it this way, if I sit down and I eat a slice of pizza, all right, sorry, I had to use that reference. It's like I'm hungry, I'm starving, I have a piece. It's like, oh, I'm gonna need another one eventually. You know what I mean? And if I sit down and eat a whole fucking pie, I'm gonna feel like a fat ass. I'm gonna pass out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less is more. Less is more. And if we have to wait a week for something that we've already waited almost a fucking lifetime for, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I do feel like kind of shitty. Like I get the dopamine hit like when I do get to binge shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. But then when I'm done, it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
What are you gonna watch?
what do I
there's
do now?
nothing
Oh,
else
yeah.
to watch.
That's why they always say like, "Oh, why does it take so long in between seasons stuff?" Because like, you watch the first the whole
Yeah.
season one day. Maybe if you spaced it out, 9 weeks
Guilty.
is a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why I wait-
we're all guilty of it.
That's why I
I've done
wait.
it.
That's why I wait until like there's like multiple seasons.
Yeah.
That way I can.
Yeah,
That's like,
enjoy it,
everybody
man.
wants me to watch Yellowstone, and I'm like, I'll wait until they're done, and then I'll.
I
Finish
know.
it.
I no. Well, you should do
I've
yourself
never
a
seen it.
dude. I think you should both do yourself a favor.
I will
and
do
watch
myself
that.
a favor when it's over. That's what I did with what was the other movie? It was a cop show. It was out in Wyoming or some shit.
I mean, wait. I mean, the
In
Yellowstone
Wyoming?
is in Wyoming.
Not yet. No, not. It's similar to Yellow. No, Montana. It was near Montana.
Is not like 1819 or something like that?
No, bro.
Oh,
you know
fuck.
what I'm talking about because you've seen it.
Oh, Longmire.
Longmire.
Okay, yeah.
I waited
Dude,
until that was over.
Longmire's a dope show.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
It was a great show.
I like Walt Longmire. That he's a dope ass character.
Oh.
Actually, I don't think that show really gets enough credit. That's a very
I think it got more.
I did
than
it. I did it for Breaking Bad. I didn't watch Breaking Bad when it was on, but then once it was over and it was on Netflix, I was like,
Oh no,
That's how I was.
Breaking Bad is
I-
probably.
I had started it when it was on TV because it was around the time and Sons of Anarchy was like
Yeah.
going off the air.
Yeah.
So I started it, but then I just kind of fell off. But then when it was on Netflix, I was like, I binged it.
Yeah.
So Breaking Bad, I will tell you legitimately, is the last TV show that I ever made time for on a weekly broadcast basis.
Yeah.
Because that's how awesome that show is.
That's a lie. 'cause
No,
you're
no,
doing
it's-
that with Kenobi now.
Okay, but no, I said when I say
It's
broadcast,
network
I
TV,
like
yeah,
network
broadcast
TV.
over- yeah.
Network TV.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done that to a show since.
You watch
And
Better Call Saul?
yeah, of course, dude.
like
Like,
it?
I enjoy it. I think they're, it's a very good show.
Yeah.
They want to recapture. Look, I look at Breaking Bad like I look at The Sopranos or The Wire.
Yeah.
Like those are series that are like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like that. Like there's no way you're going to duplicate it. This is what this is, and this is how fantastic it is.
Yeah.
And when I tell people, because I'm a big Simpsons fan,
Yeah.
okay? The show's been on for fucking 30 years. It's been drug out, it's drugged through the dirt, all this other shit. The reason we speak so highly of some of these shows, if you really think about it, The Wire only had 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad had 6, and The Soprano had 7, okay? And that's it. And we still talk about them to this day because they went out at their peak.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we want more.
Or
Oh,
they
that
had a
one-
story that ends. Like
Yeah.
a story's supposed to have a
Well,
beginning, a middle, and an end.
Even like, because I was talking about with somebody a couple of days ago about the Sopranos finale. Because me and him were talking, because I'm a huge fan of the show. Love the show. It's great.
Yeah.
One of my all time favorites. That last 5 seconds where it fades to black always kills me. I hated the ending of the show.
Yeah, but you remember it, though.
Yeah, and then he
yeah,
said the
but you
same thing.
remember-
He was like, yeah, but think about it this way. He's like, okay, let's just say Tony gets shot in the middle of it. We wouldn't be talking about it 20 some odd years later after this. Like the fact that it went to fade to black, I think that's one of the reasons why they did that. Is because we're going to keep talking about it forever of what actually happened as opposed to a definitive ending.
They knew what they were doing.
It's
and
smart,
yeah,
yeah.
And it's like, you know what? It's like, we know that this is really good, but this is the only way for us to do this. Because there's not always the storybook ending or anything. I mean, Walt dies at the end of Breaking Bad,
but we knew he was gonna die though.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's in the manner and level
cancer,
it was done. Like, we knew he was going to die, but how he was going to die. Cancer didn't kill him. He got
That's a good
shot.
point.
You got a couple bullets in him, and
He knew how he was gonna go out.
But it was the anticipation and the buildup,
White
and it's
supremacy.
just like,
I hate how he dies.
dude, I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
But that shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, when it's done the right way, you don't need to do any more.
Yeah.
You don't need to do any more. You don't need to say, hey, let's try to. It's like anybody trying to say music-wise, like they want to recapture their first album or this, and that, or the put it this way, some of the best sequels in cinema, some of the sequels in cinema are better than the originals, which is cool. That includes Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, now you're getting into mucky waters now. because it's been stirred up, and we're not. Those aren't good endings.
No, I'm just saying, dude. Like, and then that's Godfather Part 2. That's Terminator 2. Like, and all ending wise beside, but
hold on.
I'm talking about recapturing the magic. That's all.
I know, but you were
And I'm drunk.
You were talking. I can tell.
Oh, I'm fucking lit.
Speaking of happy endings, I was so glad. You probably have you seen it yet?
What?
Top Gun.
Okay, hell yeah. I was gonna get to that.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say anything.
I haven't seen the first one or the second one.
Oh my God.
Y'all could talk about it.
You know
No,
what? I'm gonna take my glasses back off.
Jared, can I wear your glasses for a
No,
second?
you tried to do that the other day, and I told you no. Those are my Top Gun glasses, and no.
So, all right.
Hold on.
So, all right.
Hold
go.
on.
All right, fine.
Y'all about to give me the business cycle. We should watch the first
You
Top
about to
Gun.
get the business.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch them both. You have to see the first one before you see the second one. For real.
Bet.
Like that's a lot of people like, no, you don't have to watch bullshit. But this you have to see them both. Shit, you gotta get out of here, don't you?
Yeah, in a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, I got like about a good 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and wrap it up. Before you go, just give any date. This will be out. Any dates you're doing
Tonight, no.
I know.
No,
like,
yeah.
this won't be out till
Yeah,
Monday. So,
yeah.
so any dates
We
you're
won't
doing,
see you.
social media, all that shit.
I've got a few performances. I don't remember the days of them. As you can tell, I'm really on top of my scheduling game.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
got something cool.
what
I got
happened?
something cool. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
shit.
God.
We're gonna have somebody really cool come on this show.
Jesus Christ. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm such a fucking terrible host. That was the worst shit.
They're like,
I'm sorry.
They're like, hey,
I'm not talking anymore.
You got
I'm
any
not done.
Instagram, social media handles? Oh, guys, the next guest we got is so cool.
I'm so sorry for that.
He ain't like this quiet ass motherfucker here. Like, that's funny as shit.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right. See, RJ, because I know what you're talking about.
Wait, who is it?
But
No, no.
I'm not saying anything.
yeah,
I'm not saying
I don't
anything.
want to.
I'm not saying anything.
We don't want to let it. This fucking guy.
I know. I'm like the
He's
worst.
he's had the worst guest come over here. There's been shows we've recorded that cannot even be put out. So we're actually on probably like 145. Actually, technically, between my fuck ups and your fuck ups, we're on like 145.
That's okay. And I'm sorry if I insulted you.
Give a fuck.
Actually, no, we might be on like 150.
Yeah, I know.
Episode 387.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm scratching my ear. Go ahead and shout out your Twitter handles, man.
Oh, shit. Twitter handles. I don't have a Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter either.
What do
or
I have?
Instagram. or
RJ, let me handle this part.
All right.
I got
I am not speaking until the outro, folks.
IG,
Please.
I guess. IG at Latif Idris 1. I host a weekly mic on Monday nights over there in Falls Church, Feyrouz Lounge. That's always cool. Joking Aces shows. We got one in July 31st at the Arlington Draft House Theater. Guess that's really, and I fucking got shit. I think he's gonna kill me. Then June 9th at that Springfield for the blues festival that's going on over there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like those.
And hopefully June 7th at Shooters in Springfield.
Springfield.
There you go. I will
VA,
be
two
there.
up, two
I'll
down,
be
baby.
there telling jokes to other comics and Roddy.
All right. So
Hold on, buddy. Also, like I was saying, June 7th, this coming Tuesday, we're at Shooters in Springfield again. Shoot Your Shot open mic comedy night. Latif said he'll be there. We'll see. We always have a good bunch of comedians, but we need spectators so to make it fun for us, more fun for us. Because if we're having fun, you guys are having fun. So come check it out.
yeah.
I come to Shooters just to tell jokes to that Asian dude bartender. That's all.
You and Dave.
Yeah, it's going like,
Is that Chris Lee?
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Lee. What's up, man?
Dave calls him the sexiest bartender you've ever seen or something. He's like, you get a lot of pussy, don't you?
Dude, Chris Lee is my motherfucking man. Shout out to him.
Nice as fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude, he's one of the coolest guys in the world. Please come shoot. What you said, June 7th? June 7th.
This coming Tuesday.
Come shoot your shot at Shooters. Okay, open mic night. All right, come out, come and join.
Every Monday, at Fayrou's Lounge in
Falls
Church.
Falls Church. All right. Hey, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 136 of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. As always, it is RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist. Jared, say hello. And he's got his little fingers. And Latif, thank you so much.
Fucking
he's got little
You and your little fingers.
Yeah, look at his little fingers.
I'd rather have little fingers than a little. Yeah. Yep. Let's time to go.
Well, I have a decent sized penis.
Oh, see, you don't understand comedy because you're not supposed to say it. You're supposed to leave it hanging. Like I leave mine hanging.
I see what you did there.
Like I leave mine hanging. We are.
All right. See you guys next week. Love you. Bye.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
The merit scientist